in this. And yes, that is my wish for Nigeria, Nigerians, and even the people, most especially living in River State. My wish is that there will be something more for us than this. That's what that song was saying, right? The song by Ariana DeBose and Walt Disney. This wish is the title of the song. All right, you're welcome to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. 13 minutes gone past 3 p.m. I am yours truly, Kalada Korubatibor, and it's time for us to dig in as we push the conversation for development. All right, you know how it is structured from 3 up until 7, where you and I will be talking, and we will start with the big stories, the topical conversation for 4. Okay, yeah, we will be talking about the governor's directive to CTCs: empower your people or leave office. Empower your people or you'll be sacked. So what is empowerment? How do you define? See, I've been on Hard Facts for about a year, right? And I've just realized that in the 1 year on Hard Facts, what we have mostly done have been legal issues and also political issues, because River State has been trending on several occasions for either legal or political issues. And I dare say some of us have become lawyers by association, or even politicians, political scientists by association, right? Okay, that being said, the 5 o'clock hour, we will revisit our conversation we started on Friday. Martin Ameule led assembly insisting that the ex-local government chairmen are in charge of local government. That's the size of the package. But for big stories, we'll look at the protests, how it is panning out in River State. I hear that sections of About Road were blocked today. Tires were burnt. I do hear, yet to confirm, that there may have been destructions in one place or another. We're waiting for the reports to come in fast and thick. But then again, that is the development in River State Day 5. And I'm wondering if the protests should continue. My other big story has got to do with Russian flags waved in the northern part of Nigeria, northern Nigeria. Is that a cause for concern? On Friday, we saw the reports. Today, we've read the reports yet again that in Katsina, to be precise today, Russian flags were waved. Remember, on Friday, the military warned if there is an escalation, if the violent turn riots, if the protests, I beg your pardon, turn riots, if the violence escapades in the northern Nigeria part, then they would have to step in. Are there any relations? Is there a nexus between the flags waved? We'll talk about all of that. And there is the final big story for today that has got to do with Oyo State. Yes, Oyo State trended over the weekend. On Saturday, 33 local government chairmen in Oyo State withdrew their membership of Algan, saying they stand with Shayi Makinde. So I guess the fight has begun as it relates to the autonomy of local government. So the governors may not necessarily leave local governments without a fight, and Shayi Makinde is leading the way. All right, I get your thoughts shortly, but let's go into details. I am Kala Dakoru Batibor. It's my pleasure having you on Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. Remember, we're live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, and we are active on X. So what's my first big story? Like I already mentioned, my first big story has got to do with protesters blocking sections of About Road in River State as protest enters 5th day. Now, the in-house news bulletin records that end bad governance protesters resumed demonstrations today in Port Harcourt. Now, our correspondent Makinde was on the show on Friday, Mekotuka, gives the report that they were gathered, I don't know if they're still there, at the Federal Secretariat. Now, the protesters blocked sections of the road from Hotel Presidential Junction and set tires ablaze in the area while chanting, waving the Nigerian flag and palm fronts. Some of the protesters had their grievances about President Bola Tinubu's address on Sunday morning. Now, the state coordinator, Civil Rights Council, River State Chapter, Dimwa Dumka Douglas, said there are no practical measures contained in the president's speech to meet the citizens' demand. Let us take a listen.
We need a practical steps and urgent steps to our demands. We will be here for 10 days until the people that wrote that speech for him, we write another speech for him, that we have practical steps to our demand.
Okay. So they are going to continue with the protest, they say. However, it's a cause for concern, I beg your pardon. And it's a cause for concern because, on Monday, was it Monday it started? When did it start, right? On Thursday, I beg your pardon, when it started, it was peaceful. On Friday, to a large extent, it was peaceful. We saw the protest on Saturday. We I don't know, I didn't follow up what it was like yesterday, the fourth day, but I do hear people gathered. In some states, they even held church service on the streets. We saw it in Edo State. Now, today, Monday, it's now turned to burning of tires and blocking of a section of a back road. Now, you would also remember that sometime last week, was it on Friday, it almost got bloody. Remember, there was going to be a confrontation between a unit of the police and the protesters, somewhere along the Bar Road yet again. And I remember the Commissioner of Police coming out to, have a conversation, have a dialogue with the protesters. I remember he told them that it is their right to protest, but they should also not infringe on the rights of others by blocking the road. But today, we've had reports. I don't know what the current situation is. Okay, but hopefully it doesn't go beyond this. And hopefully, they get to leave the road so people can go about their duties, their daily duties, and everybody's happy, both the protesters and the non-protesters. But let's see. The National Coordinator of Civil Rights Council, Rotriku Paul Ugbona, said they will continue protesting till the demands are met. I think I already mentioned that. One of the leaders of the protest also warned the protesters against looting. I hope that they heed to this advice.
Anybody wey thief, we go owe you. Carry you this police. No be the first time this. We don catch like 3 already. Anybody wey thief, anybody wey touch person shop, anybody wey collect person phone, we go catch you, carry you, put for person, put for police hand. Abi, who say men no dey? Who say men no dey? Oya na, as we dey go, everybody line up.
All right, that's about the protest. But let's now go to northern Nigeria, where we are being told Russian flags are used by protesters. Today in Katsina, according to reports, very young people were seen. Very young people. I've seen the pictures. Underage, I can dare say, were seen waving Russian flags, which for me is an affront to the sovereignty of Nigeria. And they were waving it, chanting, "We are hungry, we are hungry," according to reports. I do not know, but I'm scared. I do not know what is the basis of that, but I'm scared in the sense that we've seen coup d'etat in places like Mali, in some West African and Central African states. We've seen Russian forces, the Wagner group, being very much instrumental in those coup d'etat. I mean, Nigeria is in a crisis situation. I don't think going back to the military era, where basic freedoms are eroded, is something that we should do. I mean, I'm saying it from my own perspective. It might be wrong. However, that's not the discourse. The discourse is, could this now be given the arguments that there are certain sponsors who are trying to destabilize the country some credibility? Could that be given, that argument, some credibility? I'd like to hear from you on that one, because why would people be waving Russian flags? And remember, these northern states are very much, sharing borders with some of these other West African countries and Central African countries. They share borders with these people. They see how things went down when the coup d'etat had happened. Even Ibrahim Babangida has come out to deny a statement touted to be his on social media that he's calling for a coup d'etat, for a military takeover. And he said, see, the time of the military is gone. The time for them to take over is gone. Even in the UK, where we have riots, it's crazy. Ethnic riots and racial riots in the UK. The military takeover is not to take over the government. So why are we waving Russian flags? And even in the UK, some media analysts have said Russia may just be the ones instigating the riots to the height it has gotten to, and possibly it would get to. Anyways, I'd like to get your thoughts on that one, because I don't know, if we're seeing Russian flags, then could it be the protest is way more than a lot of Nigerians believe it to be? Yes, Nigerians are hungry. Yes, Nigerians are angry. But could they be external forces pressing certain buttons, to get Nigeria to a point of, explosion or implosion? I'd like to get your thoughts on that one. Are we on the precipice? You tell me. But let's look at the third big story for today. And the third big story has got to do with, Oyo State. Like I told you, the local government chairman came out and said, see, we stand with Sheyi Makinde. I remember when Sheyi Makinde reacted to the Supreme Court judgment, I told you, he sounded, a little bit like he was aggrieved, but he didn't want to say it as it is. He was being careful as to what he said. And ever since then, he's been very angry with the government. He has criticized the government. He has been one of the governors who criticized the government during these end bad governance protests. He has blamed the federal government for bad policies. He has blamed the federal government for not doing the right thing. And he says, see, Oyo State will fight.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. I just got a message from Marcus Ijeoma, and Ijeoma has told me that certain people looted certain shops. Some people, rather, looted certain shops, and I'm asking if I can call him so he can give me a situational eyewitness report, but he's yet to reply me. So yes, he said about an hour ago, people camped for safety as hoodlums attacked shops and stole phones and other valuables. I mean, I wonder, you and I are going through the ordeal. What you're facing is what I'm facing. Maybe not in similar amount or measures, but then again, access. Let's put a call across to him. But I was saying, I wonder why people would do such a thing. You're going through the same thing as I am, not in the same amount or measure, but I mean, it's still the same. You're hungry, I'm hungry. So why are you trying to run down my business? I've got Marcus Ijoma on the show. Marcus, it's good to have you. A long time no hear from you.
Thank you very much.
So happy protest to you. So you're saying protest pilot.
I guess the set of protest. I saw them this morning close to the government house. They barricaded the gate of the government house about 11, 12 thereabout. And thereafter, I don't think anybody addressed them at the government house. And then they moved towards my one. On approaching the education bus stop towards Udi Street, Suka, and all of that, they started chasing people and everybody's camping for safety. Someone I knew, our phone was collected, and a lot of shops got closed and valuable properties from the shops and mobile phones as well.
Terrible. So around Udi Street, Udi and where again? Sorry, can you give me that information?
Udi Street, Usuka Street, and Abakiliki, all in my one job. Road into my one.
Can the police be seen? I don't know if you're still around there or at the time you were there.
No. Unfortunately, there is no presence of police. That place is practically a trackable distance from the my one police station. But I think the police is trying. I think they are overstretched because you have a lot of policemen escorting those who are protesting legally because their plans and paths are known. But these other guys who we don't know, sincerely speaking, I prefer to call them hoodlums. I don't want to call them protesters because there's no reasonable person among them. You can't say this person is a leader or anybody you can talk to. They just see anybody and harass the person. If you don't defend yourself well enough, then they can rob you if they see any vulnerability in you.
Right.
So the police in my one, they are not on the street like we normally see. Usually there's a checkpoint in front of my one police station.
Yeah.
And then as you approach the flyover, there's another checkpoint.
Yeah.
Today the entire road is clear, but I can understand with the police. I think they are overstretched and they are manning different locations known to them, but they are not aware that these people are doing this.
Right.
I will have to excuse the police at this point, yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Marcus Ijoma, for your time and your eyewitness report.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Going back now to my final big story. I was telling you about Oyo State, where the 33 local government chairmen over the weekend said, hey, we stand with Makinde, who has said that the Supreme Court judgment is unconstitutional. My goodness, what an argument! But let's hear from Liberos Oshoma, who's a Lagos-based lawyer, and what he has to say about this.
On the issue of the local government chairman in Oyo State saying that they are no longer members of AGON and that the federal government, they want to pass a resolution that the federal government should continue to send the allocation to the state government. For me, that is stealing. That is, those local government chairmen should be immediately arrested. That is clear robbery of the people. The money does not belong to the local government chairman. The law is what the court says it is. So the court has made a pronouncement. You cannot, by agreement, circumvent the law and say so because the law has been made, and so because you were imposed, selected by the governor, so you still want to give the money meant for the people to the governor. That cannot be done. That is not the duty of those local government. It is not in their mouth to say that they want to give those monies to the governor. They can collect their allocation and hand everything over to the governor. That is their business. But at the end of the day, they will be the one that will be answerable to the people for those funds. When the funds are investigated, they are the one that the EFCC will invite, unlike before, when the EFCC will invite the governor, and then because funds never really get to the local government. Lastly, if you look at that section 162 subsection 6, it says each state shall maintain special account to be called state joint local government accounts. State joint local government account. It is not a state and a local government joint account. It is state joint local government account. What it means, this account belongs to the state, but it's a local government. It's an account jointly for all the local governments. I don't know why people are not getting this thing straight. It's an account meant jointly for all the local government, not a state account for where state and local government share money from. No. What it means is that it is an account opened by the state jointly for all of the local government. That's why it says special account to be called state joint local government account. The account is known as state joint local government account. It is not state and local government joint account. So there are two different things. People don't get this thing. And so the state cannot say they are the operators of the account. It is like I said, a man who has 5 wives, he now says, I'm going to open an account jointly for all of you so that you can be drawing funds from there. That account is an account open for all the wives. So the account is an account open for all of the local government to draw resources from. It is money meant for the local government will be paid into that account from the state's funds. Money meant for the local government from the federation account will also be paid in there for the local government to share. It is not for the state to take funds from. It is clearly stated there. But we continually to stand that section on its head by believing. We continue to stand that section on its head by believing that it is a local government, a state local government joint account. No, it's not a joint account for the state. It is a joint account for the local government, because each local government cannot going to be opening a separate account. That is why they said, the law says the state shall operate an account to be known as the state joint account for local government. So I don't see where the confusion is coming from. Makinde is standing this interpretation on its head. The account does not belong to the states. Even though the state opened the account belongs to the state. Holds the account in trust for the local government. It's like you open an account in the name of your children. That does not mean that the account belongs to you or that you can go and be drawing funds from there. It's an account that belongs to your children. And so it is outrageous display of irresponsibility. It's an aberration for a governor to say no, that account should be operated by both parties. And this idea of trying to twist the local government chairman who you have selected to sign away the power of the people, for me, does not stand, cannot override that constitutional interpretation.
All right, let's listen to Henry Ekine.
Henry Ekine is my name. The National Legal Advisor Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, CDHR. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria is one of many associations in this country. And then citizens have the right to either be members of associations or cease to be members of associations. This right is guaranteed under Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other instruments on human rights, both international instruments and regional instruments on human rights, guarantee the rights of citizens to freely assemble and then be members of associations. At the same time, to freely cease to be members of association. So the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, being an association, it means that local government chairmen have the rights to either associate with that association, to be member of ALGON, or to cease to be members of ALGON. So that's a guaranteed right. And again, ALGON is not a creation of law. So it's not like a statutory provision or creation to say all elected local government executives must be members of ALGON. There isn't such law, so to the best of my knowledge. So elected local government chairmen or council members will have the rights to either be members of ALGON or refuse to be members of ALGON. Or where they were members of ALGON, they have the right to cease at any time their membership of ALGON to exist under the states. Section 7 of the Constitution is to the effect that establish the states will establish local government system. and then make the councils, that section, make the councils subject to the state. Because it is further required, apart from guaranteeing the democratically elected local government in the states, the Constitution enabled the state House of Assembly to make laws for the local government. So when the Constitution provided that the democratically elected local council is hereby guaranteed, and further said that the establishment of those local governments shall be by law of the states, any state that desires to have those local governments, and such law will provide for the administration, the structure, the finance, and other matters relating to local government. So it is to that extent that even the issue of discipline of local government council members, don't forget that the legislative arm of the local government, consisting of the elected councillors, can take a proceeding for removing an elected local government chairman or vice chairman, provided it is within the provisions of the local government law of the state, where perhaps such proceeding will make a recommendation to the State House of Assembly and then up to the governor of the state. So however it's considered, the local governments or the local government system in Nigeria under our constitution exists under the states. So it.
All right, they both said many other things, but my time is not enough to entertain everything they said. So I'm going to go to the phone lines right now, get you towards Oyo State is beginning a battle. Now, one lawyer says the local governments are not under the control. Another lawyer says the local government are under the control, all citing the Constitution. So I want to get your thoughts on that one. Remember, earlier I told you about the protests in parts of Rivers State, Port Harcourt to be precise. Now, I did not know if indeed there were violence around the state or that happened in the state, but now Marcus Ijoma has told me that indeed there was violence in some parts of pockets of violence in some parts of the state. So I'm thinking, what are your thoughts about that? Is it time for us to end the protest? Because there is a thin line between a protest and a riot. In the UK, we've seen the example. It started as a protest. It has turned into a riot. So, I mean, do we pause it right now? Because in northern Nigeria, my second big story, they are now waving Russian flags. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. The call screener is back to work. So you would want to interact with her and tell her your name, tell her your location, and I would take down your contribution, right? So do that for me, and I would really be happy, and I really want to interact with you. But we're live on Facebook as well, Nigerian for PH. We are active on X, Nigerian for PH, and we are live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH. WhatsApp number 08090306 416 on Facebook now. I love the way the protest is going in Rivers State. Very peaceful. Ikem Sam says, Michael Weber Eugene says, Mr. President should do the right thing. We are suffering here. Muchiu Oyegbade Ijalonibu says, the speech our president made yesterday is wrong. Our economy is going down every day by day. Simon Ande says, why wave Russian flags? What for? Calling on them to recolonize us or what? Simon is asking. Let's get your thoughts on Facebook. Do send us your message and let's get to hear what you are thinking, right? Victor Josiah says, nice one, because the speech Mr. President made yesterday was not okay. People are really hungry in this country. Mubarak Tijani Kwa says, sorry, Nigerians. Chico Diri Destiny Onye Chico Ziri says, whatever country's flag wave is a welcome development. People are tired of these Nigerian leaders. Today is the 5th day of the protest, yet nothing is done. To the phone lines now. I've got good luck from Andoni. Good luck, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good luck. Can I get your thoughts, please?
You say the issue of this flag, this Russian flag. To me, I think the Northerners are calling on the Russians to come and help them. You know, you said they are saying that they are hungry. So, you know, it's like when a father is beating a child, the child will want to call his neighborhood to come and help. So to me, I don't think they are calling for maybe help to come and instigate a kind of coup d'etat.
So why Russia?
What do I know? Whatever it may be.
Okay.
You know, an angry man, they say, is an angry man.
Okay.
And an angry man is equally a madman. So if Tinubu do not want mad people, to that one.
All right then. All right, good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. Thank you very much. I've got to move on. I've got Frank from D-Line. Frank, let's get your thoughts now, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Batabo.
Yeah, quickly. Let's talk.
Yeah, let me react on the Oyo State Governor talking about the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay.
I want to tell Makinde this afternoon that he benefited from Supreme Court judgment after the election.
Okay.
So let me respect the Supreme Court judgment. Other governors have taken the judgment in a good faith. So I don't know why him is emphasizing on taking a local government fund in Oyo State. And let me also say the argon in Oyo State chapter that just like the lawyer from Lagos has said, if they want to take their money and give to governor, no problem for that. But the allocation should come from the federal direct.
All right.
So I don't know why the governor should be inquisitive about the local government fund.
All right.
He cannot make use of the one that belongs to Oyo State. I don't think even that local government will be enough for him to develop Oyo State. This is my contribution. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Frank. I've got a maker from Port Harcourt to make a welcome. What is on your mother like to hear from you?
Yeah, welcome. This is caretaker Oyo State. Are they caretaker or elected government?
I do think they are elected. I think they are elected.
Okay. These are not elected. That is Supreme Court said they are illegal.
No, they are elected. So I think this one's
Okay,
not. This
okay.
one is interesting because they are elected, and they are saying when the money comes, they would give it to the governor.
It's wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Okay.
Because if tomorrow they are the ones to the probe, not governor.
Okay. All right. Then.
It's corruption we are talking about.
Okay.
So for the protest, I supported the protest. But the president's speech, that's where he said about money given to the state governors. I listened to that speech yesterday. I think was it clear. I was thinking, when you do something, he paid money, like increase governors' allocation. There's the money you get to the governors, especially because of the money you do for something. I need to ask, what are they doing with this money in different state governors? We should ask ourselves that question.
All right.
And there's a place he said that he told them to provide land for farming. Each of the state governors. If you can listen to me, I used to complain about our governor here. To start farming.
All right.
They should start farming. They should talk about the president. This is our own state. They are close to us here.
All right.
The president may have what policies. The state governors. What are they doing with the money? I'm not blaming the I'm blaming our own governor. I'm telling you. The governors are not using
all right.
money rightly.
Emeka, I've got to go.
Spending the government, which
all right, Emeka, I have to go now. I get your point. The governor should do more. He has received money according to you. Keep those calls coming. I'd like to hear from you. I take 2 or 3 more calls, but let's read. Let's read the WhatsApp messages. Let's see. Good afternoon, Canada. Even if the governor of Rivers State mean well for the people by means of empowering them with money sharing. Mike from Thai, that's not my conversation for now, so I'm going to skip it. Let's see. Let's say this one. Good afternoon, Canada. Some say it is Nigeria Defense Forces colors being waved in the north, that they are calling for military takeover. Oh, okay. All right. But, I mean, the newspapers say Russian flags. They said on Friday. They said it today. So we're looking into it. Kalada, good afternoon. That flag is a call of the Nigerian Army. Maybe it's a call for military takeover. Christian from Borokri, same contribution there. This one is from Anaba. He says, if blocking the roads will make President Tinubu to do more broadcasts and meet the demands of innocent Nigerians, so be it. I wish the road to Asoro can be blocked. Greetings, Mr. Canada. All right, thank you very much. And someone sent me a video in Kano State. I think you tagged it. They are calling for justice. I wonder what that means, but I can't watch that video right now. So I'm going to move on to Susie, who is calling from Irema. Susie, welcome.
Yeah, Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, welcome. Quickly, please.
Yeah, let me just say that Makinde with his action, or the local government who actually opts to give the allocation to the governor.
Let me correct that statement. I think I made it as well. I made that mistake as well. They didn't come out to say they would give, but they are in support of the allocation coming through the state governor.
And then saying that the ruling by the Supreme Court is actually a contradiction to what the law is.
Yeah, so they say.
And then that is doing for a suicide mission.
Okay.
I actually agree with the Lovers of Shoma, who actually said that they should be arrested immediately. It is actually contemptuous, and that should be the only way to actually tame those who does not believe that the Constitution should have a leeway.
Okay.
And for me, anybody who is saying that what President Tinubu said yesterday does not meet whatever requirement, I just paraphrased, I didn't know their language. I am saying it is also another contradiction. Now, Kalada, the petition raised by the protesters, two of them I can remember now, is the issue of the tuition fees in our universities. And another one is the issue which also has to do with another thing which I remember even as I do my analysis. Now, let me also say that the universities in Nigeria are not just owned by the federal government. We have state-owned universities. We have universities that are owned by private individuals. And these individuals, like you understand, in the world, the highest employer of labor is not even government. And this president came yesterday and has been break on what the government has been able to do. Talked about the issue of the student loan, which for 49 billion has been a kind of allocation.
But the protesters are saying we don't want loans, we want grants.
Now, the president was timely to have started the loan thing and all of that. The policy that has been made by the government over time or within this period of time actually foresaw what is happening today. So for anybody to say that what the president has said is neither here nor here, for me, I believe that people should go back home. I love what your guests have done. Your former this father used to bring on radio. The message he sent to you now. You know that a woman selling abata was embarrassed on the road, had a cooler, everything butchered and all of that. Is that woman actually the government of Nigeria? Why are we behaving like so? When the federal government said that these protest people should not embark on it, they think that some of us that are kicking against the protest are enemies.
All right, Susie, I've got to go.
Bringing information.
All right, Susie,
who is looking at who is
I've got to go. Zion from Jerry, welcome. What is on your mind?
On behalf of my family, I want to apologize for Mr. President's speech.
Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about.
He read, it should be the warning that was prepared for October 1st, Independence Day. But they now swapped it and actually we did that yesterday. So I and my family, we are sorry. Because the speech never captured any aspect of the agitation from Nigerians that are badly affected.
All right.
I believe that. No, if you tell me right now, you are not fair to me. I waited for a minute.
No, I'm not ending. I'm listening to you. All right, I said. All right, go ahead. Oh my. Okay, I've got Mufasa from D-Line. Mufasa, welcome.
Yeah, hi, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mufasa.
Well, let me also say that the speech made by the president yesterday was very dry. I think the president missed the mark. Opportunity that he had to address the main issues bordering on Nigerian economy and that is causing most of the suffering of the people. He didn't address it. Rather, he was talking about CNG and all of that. And at times, I want to even begin to ask if the CNG that we use in our gas, in our gas cylinder we have in our home.
No, that's LPG.
LPG is about 1,300 and 1,250 and thereafter. So for me, I think that speech was empty, and I know that that has not really changed.
All right. Now, like I was going to tell Zion before he dropped the call, I'm not necessarily talking about the what's it called now? I'm not talking about the president's speech. I mean, what I looked at was protests in Port Harcourt or parts of River State, protests in the northern part of the country, waving Russian flags and all of that. That's what I looked at.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let me also address the issue of that flag. I think, like some persons have said, I think that flag is the flag of Nigerian military I don't know why they decided to bring that on the protest ground. But my concern is our leaders have proven to be insensitive, because for the president and our leaders who have waited till this time, this is the 5th day of the protest.
Right.
And nothing concrete has been done to address the silent issue.
What concrete thing?
As the day goes by, you should expect that the crowd gets more agitated. That is the plain truth. And not that I'm saying that it is good to begin to raise terror on people, but you could, tell what will be the outcome when you allow such people to linger to this time.
Right.
So the president should be up doing. What we are saying is the price of petrol should be brought down. What we are saying is the security situation of this country, that farmers cannot go to farm in peace, should be addressed. And if all these things are addressed adequately and sufficiently, I'm sure
I've got to go right. If Yaga says, there's a guy postulated that the pioneers and champions of the protest are merely leveraging on the current economic downturn to manipulate the minds of innocent Nigerians for their selfish and ulterior political agenda. The real agenda behind the protest is gradually manifesting itself. These guys were defeated in 2023 presidential election. Nigeria will defeat them again in 2024. Emi Fiaga with that one. I've got a commercial. When I do come back, I'll read some more messages, so please do stay tuned.